ahead and get this thing started. Swati Krab, Kun Sabadi Mai.
สวัสดีครับผมสบายดีครับขอบคุณที่ถามนะครับ
Alright, so today I want to talk about we're gonna talk about the tokenization of music. So like let's hop right into it. I mean, I don't really care what blockchain. I mean, whatever, fucking XRP, Ethereum, BNB, like whatever. You can tokenize music on whatever chain, really. So let's just talk about it from a musician standpoint, investor standpoint, and what do I say? Customer, musician, investor. Yeah, from those three will do. So like give me a general statement. Like, what do you think of tokenization of music?
Absolutely. I can give you a general perspective. In a formal sense, tokenizing music essentially involves transforming musical works or rights into digital tokens on a blockchain. This can be done on a variety of chains, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, or any other. From a musician standpoint, it can offer direct access to audiences and new revenue models. For investors, it might mean owning a stake in a song's success. And for customers, it can mean a closer connection to the music they love. But overall, it's a professional and evolving approach to how music rights and revenues are handled in a digital age.
Yeah, for sure. Let's start with the from a creator standpoint, and then we'll go into the to the next two. So from a creator standpoint of view, like some perks would be like your fan base can directly invest into you, because they're buying the on-chain asset, and then they get something in return. So like you get the Ethereum, and then they get the on-chain asset. So usually, if you go in on Spotify and you buy a song, yeah, you get the song inside your library, but then what happens if that database that you bought the song on goes down, So if you buy your music on chain, theoretically you own it, like you really, really own it because it's in your wallet, it's on the blockchain, it's tokenized, and so on and so forth. So, there's that. The investors or the people just that believe in your music and your craft, they can support you directly. Similar to like an artist when they draw a picture or paint something, they put it on chain as an image. It's the same thing with the music. Like you're verbally putting something on chain, and people find it creative, they can buy it. And so there's that. And then also from like a promotion standpoint, like anybody that uses it. So if you put your song on Ethereum, anybody that is in the Ethereum world, they'll potentially see your song, and now you can use Ethereum as like a fast forward mechanism. Just as if you had a song, you put it on Spotify. Anybody that uses Spotify, potentially they could come across your song. So, what do you think about what I'm saying so far?
Certainly. In a formal context, what you're outlining makes perfect sense. From a creator's perspective, indeed, one of the greatest advantages is that fans can directly invest in the artist by purchasing a tokenized asset. Essentially, the musician receives value, such as Ethereum, for example, and the supporter receives a token that represents ownership or some form of digital collectible. This differs from traditional platforms like Spotify, where you're merely licensing access to a song rather than owning a piece of it. In other words, tokenizing music can create a more durable form of ownership. Even if a centralized database goes offline, the token still exists in your wallet on the blockchain. This provides a level of permanence and ownership that traditionally digital purchases might not offer. As for promotion, you're also correct. Placing music on a blockchain that's widely used can expose it to a built-in community, much like any streaming platform would. In short, it's a professional and innovative way for creators to engage with their audience and for supporters to become more involved.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just the amount of things that you can do on the blockchain is crazy. So, back in the day when you bought a musician's like craft or art, whatever, it usually came in the form of a CD, right? Or like a cassette tape, or like a big the vinyls. So even at that point, you were buying someone's music and you still got a physical. So at this point, even if you bought something on chain, you get something in return. It's like, hey, I paid $20 for your music, now I get the physical. or I get it. It's like a digital representation of, or it's like owning a digital representation of a digital song. But like before, you could get like the physical to represent the digital. So maybe they'll do something like if you were a musician on the blockchain shoot, I would just like make a CD, a physical copy, and then when people buy my music offline, they'd have like the song on chain in their wallet, and they'd have like the physical CD. So, I mean, I would definitely take that route if I was an artist on the. I mean, what do you think of that?
Certainly, and that's a great observation. Formally speaking, it's a fascinating blend of the digital and physical rights. Historically, when you purchased music, you indeed received something tangible, a vinyl record, a cassette, or a CD. That physical item represented your ownership of the music. In the blockchain era, you're essentially owning a digital token that represents the music instead, but there's no reason you couldn't pair that digital ownership with a physical item as well, creating a hybrid model. For example, an artist could offer a limited edition physical CD or vinyl alongside the on-chain token. This would give fans something to hold on to in the physical world, while still enjoying the benefits of blockchain-based ownership. In essence, it's a professional and creative strategy. You're merging the old school charm of physical music collectibles with modern digital ownership. It's certainly a viable path for artists who want to offer their fans both worlds.
Yeah, that's a fact. I got a track I got like a few lava songs, and I think I'm going to tokenize one of these songs. I'm not sure which one. I'm going to tokenize them, and I'm going to make like a physical CD for some of my lava tracks. So I know if you were to go on YouTube and then you would go look at the YouTube channel, you could see that I got a playlist of songs and so on and so forth. But I digress. Let's hop into the aspect of customer standpoint of view. So we talked about it a little bit. Like the customer, they get a physical, and then they would have they could possibly get a physical, because that we just theorized that. But they would actually get like a token in their wallet. They would get the NFT in their wallet, and then that NFT could lead to like airdrops or something like I don't know, whatever the artist wants to do. But just from like a fan or a customer standpoint of view, like say this song goes viral and there's only 100 songs, but the song is getting played in a movie, the song get played in a commercial, the song goes viral because people are doing TikTok dances to the song. Like just imagine like one song because it only takes you one song to become rich, because you can have a one-hit wonder and then get paid through licensing and all kinds of stuff from your song. So with everything I just said from a fan standpoint, like imagine you heard this song and you were like, man, this song is great. Like I know you could use this song for this, you could use it for that, and say there was only like 100, 200 copies of the song on chain, and you bought like a bunch of them, and then some time goes by and then the song gets utilized in all kinds of platforms and blah blah blah, and say like you could go on YouTube and you can listen to the song. Say the song had like 60 million views on fucking YouTube, but there's only like 200 copies of the song on chain, and you own one of them. So like from a fan standpoint, like can you just emphasize like that's a life-changing situation, depending on who wants to buy that, and all kinds of things could really be theorized about that. But I want to hear your perspective on that.
Absolutely, and I'll address that in a formal tone. From the customer standpoint, the scenario you've described really does highlight the transformative potential of tokenized music. If a song becomes a viral hit and only a limited number of on-chain copies exist, those digital tokens could become highly sought after. Essentially, as a fan who owns one of these tokens, you're not just holding a piece of music, you're holding a unique digital collectible that could appreciate in value. In a professional sense, this is a life-changing opportunity for fans. They could benefit from the song's success in very tangible ways, whether that means selling the token later at a higher price or gaining access to exclusive perks the artist might offer, like airdrops or special experiences. Overall, from a formal perspective, it underscores the new relationship between artists and fans that blockchain technology makes possible. It's not just about listening, it's about having a stake in the music's journey.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even from an investor standpoint now, like, are you invested your money into this song, or you invested into like promotion to get this song played here? and played here, and let's say there's 300 copies of the song, and you hold like 20 or 30 in your wallet. So like from an investor standpoint, like you hold like maybe like 20 or 30% of the total supply of the song, and then you invest money to get it put on this platform. You invest money to get it put here. And when I say just like get it heard, because you don't have to, because you got the tokens, they don't have to hold it, they just need to hear it. So you're pushing the song here, there, and most of these people don't even know that the song is on chain. So like people will be listening to the music and like, oh, this is a great song, and then they won't even know that they can own it. So I think that that's going to happen a lot too. But just from like an investor standpoint, putting your money into these kind of situations, like what do you think of that?
Certainly. From a formal and professional standpoint, the investor's angle you've described is indeed quite compelling. When an investor holds a substantial percentage of a tokenized song's limited supply, they have both a financial stake and a strong incentive to promote that song widely. By strategically placing it on popular platforms and getting it heard by a broader audience, the investor not only helps the song gain traction, but potentially increases the value of the tokens they hold. In a broader sense, many listeners might not even realize the music is tokenized. They simply enjoy the track, while the investor benefits from the underlying scarcity and the increasing demand. This scenario underscores how blockchain technology can create new forms of investment in creative works. It's a professional and innovative model, allowing investors to leverage their holdings and marketing efforts to potentially create significant returns. In summary, from an investor's perspective, it's a strategic and potentially rewarding approach to music.
Yeah, I would double down and say so too. So I think we've been going for about 10 minutes, 11 minutes or so, and let's bring it back full circle from when I cut it on to where we're at now. And from an investor standpoint, customer standpoint, fan standpoint, and an investor standpoint, like funnel that all into like one summary, please.
Of course, let's sum it all up in a formal and concise way. In essence, we've explored the tokenization of music from three main perspectives. From a creator standpoint, it offers artists a new way to let fans directly invest in their work and truly own a piece of their music, bridging the gap between digital and physical ownership. From a customer or fan perspective, owning a limited token of a viral song can be life-changing, offering not just a sense of belonging, but also potential financial upside if the song gains widespread recognition. Finally, from an investor's viewpoint, holding and promoting a significant share of a tokenized track can be a strategic move to drive both cultural impact and financial returns. Altogether, tokenizing music creates a multifaceted ecosystem where creators, fans, and investors all have unique and valuable roles.
All right. Well, that's that, man. Thank you for the man, you just like a wealth of knowledge. Like, man, this is it's just so much information. Woo! All right. Loud Pokemon, and you have a great rest of your day.
Absolutely. Happy to help. I'm glad you found it informative. You have a great rest of your day as well, and feel free to come back anytime. Take care.
All right, so that's the tokenization of music, and like I said, we can tokenize anything. So I really like to talk about the tokenization of cartoons and images, and we talked about the passport, talked about the music, like, and we talked about what you can't tokenize. So like, there's so many things we can tokenize, and we just gonna keep talking about them all and just go down the rabbit hole. Because one thing is going to lead to another, and one's going to lead to another, and the next thing you know, it's a spider web, and that's why it's called Web3, because everything's connected. So, I can only tell you what I know, but I know a lot. Catch y'all on the next one.